Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a fascinating sensory journey to figure out exactly why our brains absolutely love physical sounds. You know, we usually think of relaxation as, say, a soothing voice, but what happens when you remove the voice entirely? Let's explore the actual neuroscience behind our body's amazing response to simple, everyday object sounds.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Can ASMR actually work without whispering? The resounding answer is absolutely yes. For a lot of folks, ASMR begins with a voice, a soft explanation, a close, personal tone. But if you're joining us for this explainer, you probably already know that for a huge chunk of people, the ultimate relaxation trigger isn't a voice at all. It's an object. It's a plastic lid clicking shut. It's a toy piece of fruit being sliced. Or, the simple, predictable sound of beads just rolling across a tray. We're going to look closely at exactly why a tiny little tap, landing right where your eye expected it, can literally be the ultimate doorway into calm.
There's actually this fascinating dichotomy between what a voice demands of you and what an object offers you. Think about it. When you listen to a whisper, you're engaging with a voice, right? You're decoding meaning, and your brain is simulating a social interaction. Even if that voice is incredibly gentle, it's still asking something of you. On the flip side, engaging with an object, like the satisfying sound of plastic or a soft tap, well, that only requires calm observation. You're just watching and listening to a physical event unfold. There is zero social demand. You can just watch without being asked to respond, and let me tell you, that shift in expectation, it's incredibly powerful.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why that shift is so deeply restful. When your brain processes speech, it's actually doing some heavy lifting. It has to translate the words, analyze the tone, process the accent, figure out the sentence structure. It's a lot. At bedtime, when your body is practically begging for rest, this high language load can accidentally keep your mind spinning. But processing objects, that's a completely different pathway. Your brain just sees an action, anticipates the sound, and gets confirmation. That's it. It gives your attention something super simple to follow without asking for any interpretation whatsoever. A cut is just a cut. A snap is just a snap.
To really understand the neuroscience under the hood here, we can look to researcher Friston. Back in 2010, he outlined this concept called predictive processing. Simply put, your brain is a prediction machine. It is constantly, and I mean constantly, guessing what's going to happen next. So when you see a visible cause, like a hand slowly picking up a little toy cup, your brain immediately predicts a small sound. When that cup gently touches the table, the sound confirms exactly what you just saw. This instantly reduces uncertainty in the brain. Random sounds, those put us on high alert, but visible, predictable sounds, they feel organized and safe. Meeting those simple expectations softly creates a deeply, deeply satisfying moment of neurological resolution.
Let's actually slow things down for a second and look at how this sequence unfolds with what we call readable sounds. A readable sound has a really clear beginning, a clear cause, and a clear ending. It happens in 3 steps. Step 1, your eye builds anticipation. You see a plastic object bend or a knife approach a toy. Step 2, your ear receives confirmation. You hear the exact moment of the cut or the plastic popping back. And step 3, the brain closes the loop. The object settles, the sequence is fully complete. It is this perfectly synchronized, completely unhurried sensory loop that takes a simple tap and transforms it into a profoundly satisfying experience.
Now, what's super interesting is the sheer variety of physical sound textures out there. According to research by Fredborg and colleagues, ASMR responses vary wildly across different people based on their own unique sensory makeup. Whispering has a very specific soft texture, right? But objects give your nervous system a whole menu of options to pick from. Dull taps, crisp clicks, sandy scratches, papery crinkles. Someone who finds a crinkle a bit too sharp might totally melt at the sound of a dull tap. Giving your nervous system all these options lets you find the exact acoustic texture that fits your personal sensory preferences perfectly.
But it isn't just about the sound itself. It's actually about the space between the sounds. In a no-talking ASMR sequence, silence creates space. The quiet pause right before and right after a tap is actually a fundamental part of the trigger. That pause sends a vital signal straight to your nervous system saying there is absolutely no hurry. The sound arrives, it finishes, and then it gracefully leaves, giving you time to fully absorb it. While a whisper can gently guide your attention, silence has this amazing, unique ability to simply hold it.
And we actually have real scientific data validating this physical experience. Back in 2015, Barratt and Davis confirmed that ASMR triggers go way beyond whispering, highlighting crisp sounds and slow movements as being highly effective. Even more compelling,
A 2018 study by Poerio and colleagues found that ASMR responders literally showed a physically reduced heart rate and improved emotional affect while engaging with this kind of content. So this isn't just in your head. When you watch these explainers or sequences and you physically feel your shoulders drop, that is your body's real, measurable relaxation response hard at work. So the crucial point to remember here is this. While that physiological relaxation is absolutely real, ASMR is a complementary wellness tool. It is not a medical cure. It should never replace professional treatment for things like insomnia, anxiety, trauma, depression, or sensory distress. Understanding these limitations is just a really vital part of engaging with ASMR responsibly. We absolutely celebrate the relaxation it brings us, but we also have to respect the boundaries of what sound therapy can actually do. Which brings us to a major focus of our explainer today: safe relaxation guidance for real ASMR sounds. Think of this as your personal toolkit for building a safer, much more effective evening routine. First up, always keep the volume low. Readable sounds do not need to be loud for your brain to understand them. Second, try to avoid harsh, high-frequency sounds that might actually spike your alertness rather than soothe it. Third, proactively choose triggers that feel physically comfortable to you. And finally, the most important rule of the whole shebang: stop if the sound causes any irritation. ASMR should literally never be forced.
I really want you to take this core idea to heart. Your own response is the useful data. The goal here isn't to force your brain to like a specific sound just because it's popular online. No, the goal is understanding your own body. I highly encourage you to test out your own sensory preferences tonight. Put on a no-talking sequence, keep the volume nice and low, and just notice what happens. Does your breathing slow down with a crisp click? Or do you lean toward a soft, rubbery squeak? Do you find yourself becoming more alert? Or do you just drift off? Listen to your body's feedback. We have explored the neuroscience of prediction, the power of visual confirmation, and the undeniable reality that our bodies don't always need words to find calm. Sometimes you just need a visible object, a slow hand, and a nice, quiet pause. So I'll leave you with this to reflect on as you build your own relaxation routine. Do you relax more with the guided meaning of whispering, the calm observation of no talking, or maybe a carefully curated mix of both? Let your own sensory data guide you. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy relaxing.